Yo, what going on? It's your boy Jah and
Good night. It's Nisi.
boy Jah and Neci. We're back with another one, same difference podcast. You know what we do? We like to highlight and spotlight VI people that are doing big things in their chosen field, in their business and whatnot. And tonight's gonna be no different. We have Miss Tessa Cobbett. She's backstage and she can't wait to talk about her Lioness Order LLC. We're gonna get into that right after this. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey. Good night,
Thanks for
everybody.
coming through. Good night, good night. So, Tessa, is it cool to call you Tessa?
Yeah, that's cool. That's for sure.
All right,
Tessa, Tess,
thank you.
anything.
Tess. I like Tess. I like Tess. It reminds
hmm
me of like Countess, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
could go ahead and let the people know why you're on here tonight and tell them a little bit about yourself and your brand and whatnot.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're gonna stop right away. Well, for those that don't know me, I'm Tess Cobbett or Tessa Cobbett, as most people would know me by. My schoolmates know me as Merle, actually. So that's another story. But I the CEO and founder of Lioness Order LLC. This is a company I basically just launched this year. It's been something on my heart for a very, very long time. And I decided to start it after a stint of a little health crisis that I had earlier this year. I think everything kind of came to the forefront emotionally, mentally, spiritually. So I started this organization basically to aid the community of the Virgin Islands, not just St. Croix, but across the Virgin Islands as a whole. And it's been laid on my heart to basically come out and support smaller organizations that are already involved in community building, village building, growing the community in different aspects. And my goal is to basically come out and um, provide what's needed for these little organizations. Um, so in respects to Lioness Order, it's basically just a community, a huge community support group based on building and relaunching community growth and village growth. That's my goal.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So Merle is how Merle come out of Tessa? You ain't gonna skip over that. Hold up.
Oh, don't talk about that. Actually, I don't even really go by that name. What you see is see. Um, the reason I don't actually go by that name is because it's always mispronounced when people read it off paper. It's pronounced in so many different ways, and it's just and the amount of songs that was made up as a child by other people bullying me about my name. So I try not to go by the name,
Mm.
but my mom, I was actually named after the village seamstress, believe it or not, in St. Lucia. That's where I was born. I was born in St. Lucia. So my
That's what's
mom
up.
actually named me after her favorite seamstress, which name was Merle. So,
Okay.
you know,
Thank you.
yeah.
Appreciate that because I did not know that wasn't your real name.
That's my government name. We don't talk about that though.
Okay. We gonna zip it
Right.
now. It's known, but it ain't known. All right.
Yeah. So
Nisi, what do you have any questions?
Sure. Well, thanks for that great introduction into your business. I
yeah.
appreciate you taking the leap into community activism and research and building. What would you say for starting out are some of your biggest hindrances in terms of engaging the community?
I think right now, honestly, I think my biggest hindrance right now is the fact that I'm not living on island. I do tend to visit home quite often, but I don't live on the island. So that's one of my biggest hindrance. So I don't have the resources to really connect with certain people I need to connect with to make things happen. So I think that's one of my biggest downfalls, in respect to really launching this thing the way I want to launch it. I even around planning this upcoming event that we have, my biggest thing was, I think, sponsorship. People don't know the face, they don't know the name. This is my very first event, and so people are very skeptical. There's a lot of things that has happened before on island where people take people's money and they didn't do what they said that they were going to do with it. So with respects to that, that is my biggest drawback, is not being on island, not being able to connect and integrate with so many different people. So
Where are you located? Where do you run this out of?
I am in a little tiny bedroom town that most people have never even heard of. I live in Florida, but I live in a city called Palm Coast. It's a very tiny town, very small, upcoming and growing town. Very small island culture here, but it's enough of what we need. I actually have quite a few people from St. Croix that live in this town with me. So I still get that, we get that little exposure and stuff like that. But it's a little town called Palm Coast. Yeah.
Island people love our Florida. Listen. They love our Florida, Georgia, and Texas.
Actually, I don't. I hate Florida. I hate the States. I really want to move back home. Like my long-term goal. My long-term goal is to move back home. That's my goal.
Okay.
That's my goal. That's my ultimate
This
goal.
is just put Florida on our driver's license and done.
You check. Don't worry. It's gonna be underwater soon. It's gonna be underwater soon.
Another 50 years.
50? I think
that's
20.
what they say. They said 50 years. They said 50, at least 50 years. That's the prospect. Yeah. I might not be around to see it.
Yeah, they need to succeed, but that's just me. Hola. Okay, Darren. Thanks for coming through.
Good night.
Hey, Darren.
So, about you mentioned the event, right? And what your biggest hindrances are. So that's the thing. That's really how this podcast came about. We really wanted to spotlight lesser known VI people because it's hard to get on if you're unpopular. If that makes any sense. Like, so we ourselves had to get popular first and then put other people on because we wanted a space where we could do for people what nobody was doing for us.
Doing for you, correct? Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing because actually when I didn't even think about reaching out to you. I think it was another friend of mine, acquaintance on Facebook, that said, "Hey, why don't you reach out to the Same Difference and see whether or not you can do an interview and kind of introduce yourself and your business, and that way people can kind of get a little bit of an idea of what it actually is." I think people immediately when they see the organization, they immediately think, "Oh, this is a clothing brand," and that's another thing. But they immediately think that, but no, that's not what it is. I am completely solely doing this out of my pocket. Like everything I'm doing is coming out of my pocket. Sponsorship, it was like next to nothing. So basically, what I decided to do was start making merchandise. Start making some merchandise so I could sell, so I could support the goals towards the foundation itself. You know what I mean? So I'm not a merchant. I'm not a what's the word? I'm not a garment maker. I'm not a clothing designer. I have half the time I am winging it. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I learned a lot of things from YouTube University over the past 3 months. And I'm proud of where 3 months. I literally launched the company, the LLC, in the end of February. Since that time, I've been stuck to YouTube, learning different crafts and just trying to take it to it and just trying to make things affordable, the things that I do make affordable. That way people will support it. And then from that, it's basically advertising for the organization as well. Because they're walking around, people like, who is this? And what is Lioness Order? You know what I mean? So, yeah.
We'll try not to take it personal that you didn't think to come on Same Difference.
I want to jump in with the...
Well, I didn't think. First of all, I hate public speaking. You know this. So.
You got to.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. Go ahead, Neci. You had something?
No, I was going to ask, In terms of the business name Lioness Order, what does that signify? What does that imply when people hear that? What is it that you want them to capture from Lioness Order? Or what does
Strength,
that mean to you?
strength, 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 and knowing that whatever it is that you set your mind to doing is going to happen. That's my biggest thing. Like I said, I went through a major health issue in the early parts of the year where I had to have surgery and whatnot. Those that know. Um, and I think, again, like I stated, like this is something that has been on my heart for a very, very long time. I am a Rasta woman. I am a daughter of Zion. So a big part of it is, talking in respects to my beliefs, and always talking with positivity, always manifesting the things that I want to happen. So when I was really, really sick and I was really down and I was really, truly going through that stuff, truly alone by myself, aside from my parents, I had to find strength. And as a lion and as a lioness, as a lion pack, as a lion order, a lioness order, we come together and we come through and we overcome a lot of these things together. So that's where lioness come from. I can't be a lion order because I'm a female, but basically lioness order came from that. It signifies my strength, and that's why the slogan says at the bottom, "Walk without fear."
That's dope. That's dope. So you're not
Awesome.
a merchandise salesperson, to
No,
be
I'm not.
clear,
Not at all. I'm winging everything.
but you have some dope stuff, and we
Yeah.
kind of want to introduce it. So can you kind of preface what we're about to show the people?
Okay. So basically, I you guys are going to see a couple of the merchandise that I've already put out and what I've been selling. I do not. This is my disclaimer. I do not have a website just yet. I'm working hard on getting that. Again, everything is money, and I'm working really hard on that right now. But um, a lot of the things that I do, like I said, it's all winging. It's like winging basis. I do have my solid logos that I keep on a regular basis, but a lot of things that I generate, a lot of the art form that I do generate comes from AI. And AI, as you know, it's only one. When you design something with AI, it's not going to be duplicated because it's your thought process, what comes from your mind when you create it. So a lot of things that I do design comes from AI. So yeah.
Thanks for being upfront about that, about it
Hmm.
being AI, and you know what I'm saying, because some people don't want to admit, even though
No.
we could kind of tell,
Hmm.
but yeah. So what do we have here?
Okay, that's one actually one. This is one of the beach totes that I made. This is one of the AI creations that I made. And I love it a lot because when I put out the descriptions that I wanted, it actually came out exactly what I was thinking in my mind. It's a group of sisters coming together. As you see, they're wearing their pretty locks. They're nice, dark skin, different tones of black and shades of black. Beautiful women holding a ganja leaf. But again, it's something that I put together. So I got the AI design. I did my little cricket thing on top of my Lioness order. But this is one of the items that I have. Everything I try to do, I try to reasonably price it because I think it's really senseless to try to kill people for raising money. So everything I try to do, I try to put within with the thought of people's behind it. So this is one of my favorite totes actually. This is the only tote that I have, but it's one of my favorites. I do have a couple of different ones I've made, but this is my favorite one.
That's what's up. And what do we have
Oh,
here?
like the cups. This is one of the bestsellers that I have. These go for $18. They're hot and cold cups. And I have actually a few more designs that I've made since this. But all of these right here are actually these are my logos. These are not AI. These are the ones that I came up with. Um, but yes, these are my logos, and I have a couple more. But these are hot and cold cups. And they're one of the best sellers. They keep cold drinks long for a long time, warm for quite a bit of a time, and it's fairly priced. So if you haven't gotten one, get one.
That's what's up. Go get it, cause you know them
Go come
Stanley
get it.
cups cost too much.
I know this is nothing close to Stanley. Oh, these are cute. These are my All right, so this is a little thing I went off again off the whim. Um, Came up with these onesies for the little ones. The lion cub is for the little boys. These onesies, again, they're fairly priced. They're $10. But this is where you can include your children in the merch and include them in that lion pride that we're trying to exhibit. So you can get them involved in it. But those are our onesies for the boys. And I
Nice.
will note that
Oh,
all of our shirts, onesies and whatnot, they come in a various amount of colors. I just posted some of my favorite ones, but they come in a variety of different colors.
so it's not all just black, 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 black,
Black,
black.
no, no,
Just
no.
so
You can
everyone
get
knows.
like yellow, pink, any color that you want. Yeah, yeah.
All right, and we got a video that I'd like to show because I thought this video was
Okay.
dope.
Okay.
Isaiah 54, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Tell yourself Deuteronomy 28, I am the head and not the tail. Tell yourself.
I know I tried to do TikTok too. Look at me.
No, hey, you have to. You have to
I
though.
know that's what everyone says. You have to get involved. You got to get on the different platforms. So I redid my TikTok, and my TikTok now belongs to Lioness Order. So yep, yep.
Let me ask you something. So you're not a merchandise salesperson. You ain't into the whole social media, all
No,
different social media content creations,
no.
but you had to for your business. How are you
Yes.
dealing with that?
Oh my gosh, it's tiring. It's actually very tiresome. And I will be honest, as a regular individual before the whole Lioness Order thing, I used to kind of get annoyed by other people posting their stuff over and over, but I didn't understand why they was doing it. Now I understand. I get the grasp, and I'm not so ignorant to it anymore. I can respect that, but it's tiring because you have to continuously
Mhm.
posting. You got to keep it in their face. It's like, I mean, there's days I come home like I'm not even touching that phone. I'm not even gonna get on, and post anything. Even with the event coming up, I haven't posted anything in at least 24, 48 hours because I'm trying to give people a break, ease up a little bit. But um, it is it's a tasking thing, it's a daunting thing. I don't know if it's something that I really want to do myself per se. I think as the company itself grows, maybe I will be looking eventually for a PR person, someone to handle that stuff, because it is taxing, it's time consuming. And someone like me that's not really a digital creator or someone that's versatile in that stuff, it becomes a little bit cumbersome for me. So yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I need a hoodie.
it's not as easy. Yeah, that
No, it's
hoodie, the
not.
crop
It's
hoodie,
not.
they love that.
And I really give kudos
No.
to people like you, because I see you
Oh,
posting almost every single day, sometimes 4, 5, 6 times a day, and I'm like, wow. But the engagement
no,
is very
it's a
important.
lot
You know what I
more than
mean?
4, 5, 6 times a day. It's a
Right,
lot.
well, yeah, yeah, but I mean, like, that's what I see. That's what the ones that I see. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, like, I guess it's really important to be on there, and some people don't understand, because I have, like, even my family, they're like, you're always on your phone. But I'm actually not on my phone socializing. I'm on my phone either trying to design something so I could post, or looking up some
Hmm.
information so I could post that's relevant to the business or relevant to the upliftment I'm trying to push. You know what I mean? So it's not that I'm just like on there socializing. I'm a nurse when I'm not doing this thing. So I work long hour days. When I come home, I don't want to see a phone. I hardly even want to be on social media. So it is what it is, but it's turning out to be a really interesting experience.
I feel you on
So
that. Trust me, because
yeah,
as a content creator, I see it, I deal with it, and people really think that I just I like to just be playing on my phone, and that's why we take breaks
right,
because
right.
these people like to tussle in the comments, and that's another thing. So
Mhm,
it
mhm.
wears on you, and I'm not
Yes,
just playing on my phone. It really requires time and effort. So y'all need to know that about content
yeah.
creators.
It's tasking. It's a I call it the daunting task, because it's something, like I said, if I had someone doing it for me, I think I'll be more at ease. But the fact that I
Of
have to
course.
maintain my personal page, which is not a big deal, because I usually, whatever I post on my business page is posted on my personal page. But I also have Instagram. My personal Instagram. I have a business Instagram, and now I've introduced TikTok, and I don't even know what to do with TikTok. I'm like, I'm really just winging that one. So maybe one day I'll get with someone and they can teach me a little bit more. But in the meantime, what you see is what you've been getting. So
That's what's up.
yeah.
The goal is ultimately not to be
And
managing
you
your own
mentioned your
pages
event.
anyway.
Sorry.
No, my bad. I think there's a lag. Go ahead.
True. Yeah, it seemed like there was a lag because I jumped in and then you start and then I overheard But I was gonna say, you mentioned your event. When is you anticipating having that event? Do you have a place picked out yet? Or are you still working out those details?
Well, the event is actually set for this Sunday, this coming Sunday. The event is set for Sunday the
Hmm.
30th. We'll be having it um, in the, I call it where they put the village booths in the parking lot where the village booths are across from Midway Cumming Park. So the Children Park in West, that's where it's going to be. It's going to be right across the street from there in that parking space. The reason I chose that location because I wanted to, well, let me start back over. This event is an event, a fundraising event for the Queen Louise Home. Okay. So the pretense behind it was I wanted it to be a family event where families came out, not just to come and donate and to just, I wanted people to come out. I want them to come out with their tents. I want them to come out and enjoy the beach across the street, to enjoy the park with the little ones. I want them to enjoy the basketball court, the tennis courts, enjoy the West Side, you know what I mean? And enjoy some good music, some good food, and have some fun. We're going to have like a petting zoo out there and whatnot for the children. The mobile library is going to be out there. West Gill and her posse is going to be out there. So I think it's a good way for the community to come together. Again, we were talking about village building, growing the community. So this is a good way for people to come together as one to raise this money for the children of the Queen Louise Home. Not often do we see events circulated around fundraising. We tend to say, okay, if you can drop things off, that's usually what you see in fundraisers, but people don't usually get events where they can come out and have fun with their family towards a cause for the community. So this is just one of the first of many events that Lioness Order is going to do. But I'm really excited because I don't even think the Queen Louise Home know it's coming. I don't know if they do know it's coming. That's great. If not, it's going to be a wonderful surprise for the children. So I'm very appreciative for where we are right now with the planning. But it's going to be on Sunday the 30th, like I said, across from the park. It's going to be starting at 11 o'clock a.m. We're going to have 3 DJs. We're going to have Alkebulan Empress Sounds. They're very big sound right now on the island, female sound. We have Bebo from Youth Vibes, and he's from St. Thomas. And then we have Ras Big Stuff from 101 Row. He's going to be out there as well, pushing some tunes. So positive music, positive vibe, upful vibes, and just a fun-filled family event with a good cause behind it.
Awesome. So you said you had some. It was real work.
Awesome.
Dang, this lad killing me. You said it was some real work to get your sponsors. What sponsors did you end up getting?
So I like to say first and foremost, I like to say thank you to the ones that I do have. The flyers, my flyer right now, we are representing for Calypso Inc. That's King Derby and his program for the youths and music. We have WSCX, which is the radio station. They've been really big in sponsoring the ad for the event. We didn't have to pay for that. So it was not just monetary sponsorship we were looking for. We're looking for people to if they could help with certain things, like I said, the radio station running an ad for me that I didn't have to pay for. So that was a big one for us. And then we have West Gill. She's doing really big things. I was actually very shocked because I didn't even think she even saw the flyer, and she came out of nowhere. And it was such a shock because I was in North Carolina at the time with my son at a soccer tournament, and she called me. I was like, what? And I actually hung up the phone when she called. When she called, I kind of like, oh, bill collector, hang up. But then she called back and said, good thing she was persistent. She called back a second time, and she's like, this West Gill. And I was like, oh, so we had a really good in-depth conversation. She was very uplifting, very motivating to me. So she's such a big sponsor in itself. Just running my flyers for me, finding vendors for the event. That was a big one. So she's definitely done a lot from that standpoint. And then last but not least, I have to say this: Lion Haven. I don't know if you guys have heard about Lion Haven. Lion Haven is a nonprofit organization on St. Croix. It runs an after-school program for children in St. Croix that fosters growth, education, all of those things for the children of St. Croix. but it's run by a gentleman named Justin C. Smith. Justin C. Smith is also a potential Senate candidate that's running right now for Senate back home. But he, out of the blue, came from nowhere and just jumped in and like, what do you need? What do you need? And he came out of the blue and took care of everything else. And for that, I'm super grateful, because like I said, everything from day one has been coming out of my pocket. I still have bills to pay at my house. I still have things to pay for. So, that was a blessing in disguise. It really was. And for that, I'm super grateful. Super
Sorry
grateful.
to interrupt, but at this point, I have to add our disclaimer. We do the Same Difference podcast does not endorse any one particular candidate
no,
for
we're not.
Senate
We're not.
or otherwise.
That's not where we're going with it.
All right. So
that's
I
not
just
where we're
need to
going
put
with
that
it.
disclaimer out there.
Right.
We
right.
are detached. Any candidate that is running can come on and talk to us.
Correct.
So we're making that clear right now. All right, but go on.
Yeah, no,
on,
but but I was just saying that he is someone that came out of nowhere. He's running this organization that came out of nowhere, and the coincidence that his organization is Lion Haven, and I'm Lioness Order. So I just thought it was a really cool way that the universe. I'm going to say it's the universe that brought it the way it is, because I don't know this guy from a can of paint. You know what I mean? So it just came out of nowhere, and it was very helpful. It was very, very helpful.
Darren, stop this. Stop. What is your platform?
60 years, Darren.
What's your platform? Being single? Stop this. Anyway, yeah. So that was
Darren, don't mind him. I'll endorse you, Darren.
Darren, I ain't gonna say nothing. Just make sure the people in phone walk. So
true.
All right, so you got your sponsors, wonderful. I think it's important that you talk about the cause. So the entire, is it a portion going towards Queen Louise, or what's happening there?
So when I went into this, I always said that whatever I did, whatever situation I set up is always going to be 100% for whatever I'm doing it for. So whatever we raise that day, whatever, and when I say raise, I mean whatever people donate, whatever they put to come into the event, 100% of that is all going to the Queen Louise home. Not a dime is going to Lioness Order. Not a dime is going to anybody. All the DJs that are playing are pretty much doing it on a voluntary basis. So I'm not paying anybody to do this. These are also my logo-less sponsors. The DJs are, because they're jumping in and they're helping. I have lots of logo-less sponsors. One of the Brenda Jewels, she's an author. From the Virgin Islands, and she actually sent me a box of children's books, some of her books that she's written, that we're going to be providing to the Queen Louise home with the monetary donations that we're going to be dropping off to them. So, as you know, books, you can never have too many books. This is great because it highlights a Virgin Islander and her talents as an author. So not only is it we're doing something for them, but we're also lifting up her, this great author that probably no one has ever heard of, and I'm able to spread the word for her. The fact that she's done that is just full circle. Everyone wins. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy. I'm very excited about that. I was actually very shocked when she reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm going to send some of my books to you. I can't be there physically, but hey, I'm going to send you some of my books." And she showed out. I have a bunch of books to drop off to those children. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Awesome. That's very awesome.
Yeah, I call them my logo-less sponsors. No, but they don't have logos, but they're definitely there, and they're backing up the cause, and they're around. So,
I mean, everybody that attends and shows up, they're a sponsor. So that's awesome.
Yes, correct. That's what I'm saying. They're all my logo-less sponsors, and I'm just very excited. I'm very nerve-wracking at the same time because like I said, I've never done anything like this before. This is my first event. Hopefully it'll be my first of many. But it's very nerve-wracking because you just, you're worried about if it's going to fail. And then I'm at the point now, I'm saying, even if I raise $15, if 3 people came out and I raised $15, it's still a win for me. You know what I mean? It's still a win for me. I'm not looking for, one thing I'm definitely not looking for is any popularity. I'm definitely trying to do this. I'm a very big introvert. I don't really, my circle is very small. But I want to do, this is something that's in my heart. I want to be able to build our community. And I feel like with COVID, I think we tend to forget how things were. Like you can go back to we can go back to when Maria hit, we can go back to when Hugo hit, we could talk about COVID. We all had a sense of community during those times, you know what I mean? And we remember what it's like for the neighbor to come in the street and, hey, like you need this, you need that. And I think we tend to forget so quickly how important that was and how we all benefited from it. So I feel
Sure.
like, if we can all come together and just come back, just it doesn't have to be a tragedy. It don't have to be anything. It just means that we all come back together periodically to say we want to strengthen our community as a whole. With everything that's happening with the gentrification on the island and everything else, we got to stand together. We got to come back together as a community and build back our communities as it was before. So this is just one step of it.
I agree.
So
kudos for taking that step.
Yeah, trying.
That's why we're big on community focused, individual focused things, because I personally, and it's just me, I personally believe that if we focus more on the individuals in the community and the village type of mindset, I think that we could do more than anyone else could. Because once you change one person's life and have them try to pay it forward, I think that will create substantial change. But that's just me. I'm more grassroots.
Yeah, no, and you're so right, because I think it does create a domino effect, because what feels good, people are going to continue to do it. If it feels good, they're going to continue. That's that utilitarian mindset that we deep down all have inside anyways. So, we do what feels good. So,
and the term influencer is not inherently bad, because you can influence people to do good things, like what you're doing right now. It'll influence someone else. Like, yeah, maybe I could do it too. So keep that in mind.
True. I ain't no influencer though. Far from it.
Hey, yeah, you think so?
Far from it.
But somebody gonna see this, and they're gonna either create merch or they're gonna create a fundraiser or something.
True.
You think you're an influencer?
True.
I used to hate the word, but then I started seeing how like one person doing something can influence positive change. So I won't ever call same difference influential or influencers, but I've seen what happens.
Right. But yeah, like I said, I'm really excited about this. And like I said, no matter what the situation is, we're going to come out on top of this. We're going to be able to give the Queenlians 100%. Even with the vendors. And like I said, when I created this whole event, and I had the vendors come out, the ones that are paying, paid vendors that are paying, I told them straight up, I'm like, I just want you to come out, pay your vendor fee. I want you to come out, show what you do to the public. You don't owe me anything. I want you to come out. I want you to make your money. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like I said to them, most of them, I said, if you want to donate something at the end, do that. If you don't, that's fine. But at the end of the day, we're each helping each other, because they're there to help me provide a service. They're there to entertain the people. And they're being able to, at the same time, able to use my event to push what they do. So I love that. I love that for them, because they may be exposed and may not get the exposure that they need, like you said, and they're going to get some of that exposure this weekend. So that I'm also very excited about.
Everybody gonna make a killing. Everybody gonna make a killing. Yeah.
I hope so. I hope people come out.
Difference gonna be there. Same difference gonna be there, right? Right, Neci?
Yes. Come on out, Neci. We want to see you. Bring your bathing suit. Bring your tent. Have a big beach day.
Listen, you want to make some money? Guess you in a bathing suit.
Oh, Lord. Why you gotta put you out there like that?
I don't know why he always trying to throw me onto the wolves.
Because I want views. Because I want views.
Okay.
we have a question from the audience. Saida Carter. Hey, Miss Carter. She's also going to be on Same Difference and Friends too in September.
Awesome.
In an ideal world, what would you like to see the Rastafarian community doing in the Virgin Islands?
I would love to see more participation from the Rasta community. I think a lot of the Rastafarians in the community, they do a lot of talking, but there's no action behind it. So in an ideal world, I would love to see more movement, more community engagement, more education from the Rasta community. And it doesn't have to just be about Rastafarian anything. It's about fostering the youths them. If they have a talent like such as agriculture, bringing it to the youths them. if they have, you know, just any kind of talent. Just education is key. And I think a lot of these elder Rastafarians, them in back home, they die off with their talents, never passing it on to the youths. Them, you know, I think the older people can contest to that because they know they had that opportunity. But I don't think a lot of them do what they preach in regards to the community itself. So I like to see them come out more and be engaged and more like the event that's coming out. I like to see them out there. Let's see you out there. Let's see you out there with a table showing children how to do something that you're talented in doing. Let's see you do your own event where you're instructing children how to do a certain craft or a certain something. But you know, I think that's what I would like to see more in an ideal world with in our community back home. I would love to see more action, more stance of where, you know, giving more stance of where they, giving more of the truth of what they stance and putting into action is what I like to see more. Yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
Are you muted?
I think
Okay.
this thing ain't anyway. I think that that's true for the community as a whole. So I agree with you. As a whole, like I think we need to stop just talking and
Stop
do
talking.
more.
Right, do more. And like I said, you know, and for the Rastafarian community especially, because they're seen as the wholesome, they're seen as the wholesome community. They're seen as the community with quote unquote action, you know, the community of rebellion, you know. We gotta see more action from them. I think they have more power than they underestimate of themselves. And I would like to see just more of that in the community, just a lot more of it. You know, not only just the youths, just in general, you know.
Yeah, you definitely answered that question. You clarified it. Because that's why we get calls saying cry and stuff like that, because
Right.
it's just talk. Like people don't understand. Like making a post, you know what I'm saying something
Right.
about an issue, that's not
Right.
actually action. You need to
Right.
get out and do something for real.
Right. And not to be against anyone with the protesters or anything like that, but my thing, I'm a big person on boycotting. You know, I think, you know, when you boycott, a lot of times you take away from those people that are enabling the disparities in the community. So I think a lot of times when you boycott, like, you know, with even with WAPA and stuff like that, what's WAPA going to do if everybody stops paying their bill on island? What are they going to do? What is they going to do?
They're gonna go away because
That's
they're
my point.
already in financial restraints, and that would
That's my
force
point.
something else to come in.
That's my point. So I mean, protesting is great. It's great for certain things, but we need action. You know, like you said, action is going to be, words without action means nothing. So we got to stop talking about it and put some things into perspective. So,
Neci, what do you think about that? Do I have to grow locks to be a Rasta? Like
you don't have to have dreads to be Rasta.
Okay.
No,
Neci,
I know.
what
So
you
some of
say?
the
Don't
lockless
have
men
to
I know,
to
lockless
be
men and women are the most
Rasta.
Rastafarians I know. I'm sorry, Nisi, what you say?
I said, you know, he's saying don't have to dread to be Rasta.
Correct.
So is it a mindset, or how does that work? What is it exactly?
What as in regards to the Rastafarianism,
Yeah,
like
because
living that way?
you said that you're a Rasta, and I
Mhm.
think we have different perceptions because we're
Mhm.
not in that particular sect. So what
Mhm.
exactly is it? Is it a mindset? Is it religion? Is it what is it exactly for you?
Well,
For
first
you.
off, Rastafarianism is not a religion. I think a lot of people tend to think it is and to behave like it is, but it's not a religion. Rastafarian it's truly a mindset. It's a way of life. It's a liberty. It's the way you live. You know. Me myself, I have my own little like with any walk with anything, Christianity, with Buddhism, with Muslim, you'll find people that have their own particular walk in whatever it is that they do. For me per se, yeah, I may not be the Rastafarian woman that walks on the street from head to toe wrapped up in garment. You know what I mean? But I know what my heart is. I know how my liberty is, and that's how I live. I want to live that way. That's the way I live. So Rastafarian really is it's a mindset. It's putting the principle and the teachings into your lifestyle and making it that lifestyle a part of your your core and everyday living. You know, so and teach his own. We can't be a judge of each other because we have different things, and that's why there's even with Christianity, there's different denominations. Rastafarianism, there's so many different houses. You know what I mean? Because they all want to live in certain ways. You know what I mean? So for me, again, I'm a Rasta woman. I'm a daughter of Zion. No matter what anybody tell me, I know where my heart is. I know where where my principles are, and that's how I roll. You know what I mean? So
That's what's up. What do you want the people to know about Lioness Order, and how can they reach you?
okay. Well, again, being that we're from the ground up organization, any and everything is helpful to us right now. I should say to me because I don't have a full staff yet, but everything is and anything is helpful to me. Any ideas, anyone that wants to jump on board and help and maybe even be a part of the organization itself, they're more than welcome to. As far as the growth, I'm looking forward to a long-term growth with this. I'm looking forward to greater events, more support to other smaller organizations that needs the boost. And I don't know many of them back home. And again, that's where I say my disparities are because I don't live on island. But if you guys know of any places that need help, that could use help as we're doing this weekend, it doesn't have to be as big and as great and as extensive as this, but if there's an organization that needs our help, we will foster that community, that organization, and help them. Because again, I'm not there, and if that organization is there willing to do the village building, then we're going to support that. It doesn't matter who they are. So that's where we are. In regards to getting in contact with me, people can reach me either through DMs on my personal page, Tessa Cobbett, or they can reach me on Lioness Order LLC. That's the other Facebook page, through my DMs, or they can reach me at lionessordervi@gmail.com.
Okay. Are you taking volunteers for the event on Sunday?
Yes, we are looking for volunteers. We are still looking for volunteers. So if anyone wants to volunteer, please reach out to me directly. I will be on island as of tomorrow evening. So if you're interested in volunteering, definitely reach out to me. I'll get you hooked up with where you need to be and what you need to help us with. Definitely set up and break down the bigger portions of it. We need someone to help with keeping an eye on the donations for us, things like that. So if anyone's interested in just coming out and hanging out with me for the afternoon, definitely come out and hang out. I love hugs, so if you're out there, come give me a hug.
You may be setting yourself up, but all right, okay.
Yeah, man.
Such an
But that's what we're looking for. No, we're not doing that. We're not playing that. We know there's a disclaimer. There's always a disclaimer behind. I'm ready for a hug. Okay.
Please
we're talking about church hugs. That's what kind of hugs we talking about.
From the side,
you got
the
side. How you doing?
Okay.
What's going on?
Shanice says she coming for hers.
Oh, she needs a couple of big ones. So yeah, Shanice, you good. You on luck.
Hey, thank you so much for coming through and spreading love and telling us about your wonderful event that benefits the Queen Louise home. And on this show, the guest goes first. What are your final words for the people? What do they need to know about your event? What do they need to know about you? Just what do they need to leave this live with? Okay,
they need to leave knowing that Lioness Order is here. It is here. It is here. It is here. It is here to help each and every one of the community that's out there to help the community. We're here to provide any resource that we can, if possible. And as far as the weekend that's coming up, I really hope to see lots of familiar faces, meet some new faces. And again, the event starts at 11. It's tentatively set to end at 6 o'clock. So come out with your families, come out with your swimsuits, come out to have some fun, come out to eat with your children, and just have a good time. So, don't pass me straight either. Come say hi.
That's what's up. So if you see her, you see Neci, go ahead and say hi. Don't hug Neci. Don't do that. But yeah. I'm putting that disclaimer out there right now.
I don't know what that means. He just be talking, blowing wind.
What does "Don't Hug Neci" mean? Have to explain that? All right. Y'all go ahead and do it. Give her all the hugs.
Nice.
Give her all of
But
them.
I'm just
Give her all of them. All right. I was trying to say it so you don't have to. But okay. Y'all go ahead and hug her up.
Don't
Please.
hug up. Disclaimer.
She said what I mean. All right. I'm gonna find out
That's funny.
Sunday, June 13th. Sunday. Hugs.
30th. Hugs. June 30th. Hugs.
Sorry. Hugs is the name of the game.
Church hugs. Come on. All right. Church hugs and daps. How about that? Anyways.
Neci, what's your final words for the people?
I just want to say, Tessa, thanks for coming on and stepping out of your introvertedness to be able what your program is and what's happening. I want to say congratulations in advance for your program this coming weekend on Sunday. I hope it has the success that it deserves because it goes to a great cause.
Appreciate that.
Support the Queen Louise. We always know they're a pillar in our community and we do need them. I want to say to the people, thanks for joining tonight. It's always a pleasure to be here with you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you guys for coming through. We appreciate you. Go ahead and support your people then, man. The flyer, don't mind that I've been sharing it for a month now. We got some people that want to know about the flyer and the links. So after this, Tessa, I'm going to ask that you go to the live on Facebook and go ahead and put the flyer on there and what you can so they see. But yeah, people, we need to be doing more. We need to be getting out, showing love in our community, support the people that support you. That's the motto, man. Yeah. Besides everything's content, that's the motto is Same Difference. Because if you notice, not only do I wear my own stuff, I wear people that I like. If you see me at the Pate Festival, I was Hungry Hearts Hustle stuff that I was wearing because I rather wear a VI person's clothing than Louis, Gucci, all of that stuff. Don't mind, I can't afford it. I'm gonna wear it anyway. All right. But go ahead and support your own people, man. Yeah. Sunday, June 30th. Go ahead and show out and show up. All right.
Yes, guys. Thank you.
Tessa Cobbett. That is Neci. I'm Jah. This is Same Difference. Thank you. We love you. We out.
Bye.